Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we have a real treat as we're taking a look at one of my favorite floor plans from the Grand Design Solitude line. Behind me is the 382 WB. It compromises absolutely nothing from floor plans to features and general amenities as well. In my opinion, it's one of the most full-time capable fifth wheels on the market. So let's not waste any time. Let's dive in and take a look. We're going to start today with a look at the inside of this trailer, but trust me, there's plenty to brag about on the outside too. More on that a little bit later. For now, here's a quick walkthrough of the inside of this unit to give you an idea of the room-to-room layout. To start things out with the actual tour, we're going to focus on the front of the trailer. We'll move swiftly towards the back. The main thing to highlight here is the massive amount of natural light that you do get in this front raised living area. That big window there on the front cap is to thank for that additional natural light, and there's plenty of space in here as well, thanks to both of the sleeper sofas being on their own separate slide to create this massive open area of space. You did hear me right in that both of the side couches inside of this area are sleeper sofas, which ups the sleeping capacity of this unit by an additional 4 people, on top of the 2 that can sleep in the main area. If you have kids and want to turn this into a nighttime sleeping area, that is also an option that Grand Design has considered here. They have very nicely provided a curtain, which can be closed to provide a little bit more privacy in this area in the later hours of the evening. I've placed the TV up for this next part, as this unit does come with that very, very nice TCL Smart TV integrated into it. Roku is already installed, so you'll have immediate access to Netflix and all of your other streaming apps, but you can also still plug in an Apple TV or other streaming box if you would like. Just below that, if you'd like to hide the TV and increase the ambiance, you also do have an electrical fireplace right at the front piece of this trailer. That fireplace can provide just under 5,000 BTUs of heat when you do want to kick up the warmth a little bit in this living area. One more thing to show off in the living area, and then it's time to move on to the kitchen. That final feature here in the living area is, of course, going to be the theater seats. Can't really have an RV living room without a pair of these days. The sleeper sofas are nice for those additional guests, but for you and your significant other that own this trailer, well, you've got to have the king and queen seats, of course. This one has the great cup holders, a little bit of storage space for remotes and such here on the side, and electric recliners built into this one as well. Let's head downstairs now and check out and see what the kitchen has to offer. As we move down to the next segment of the inside of this trailer, it's time to show off the kitchen, which is yet another major highlight of this unit, and it'll also be the entry room for anyone that steps into this unit for the first time. Across from me, you will find a formal dining table, which can sit approximately 4 people for quick eats, or like I said before, those formal dining sessions. To my other side is going to be what will normally be a 20 cubic foot 12-volt fridge. There is also options, as we currently have set up here, to go with the dual propane fridge as well, but with the 370 watts of solar that usually comes on these units, keeping that 12-volt fridge running when you're moving down the road should be no concern whatsoever. The fun does continue here as we take a deeper look at the kitchen with this massive, near residential-sized oven with plenty of space for all your baking needs, and these giant burners on the stovetop as well. 4 burners to be specific are provided on this one, and you also do have your microwave up on top of that. The island also presented here with removable covers for the sink. There'll be a dual basin split sink inside of this particular unit, and just to the edge of the camera here, we'll also find a very decently apportioned pantry with some slide-out racks to store spices, canned goods, and all your other needs as well. On the far side of the kitchen towards the living room, by the front of the trailer, you are also going to find a hutch or potentially a functional standing desk, depending on how you want to use it. There's plenty of storage opportunities here. 3 drawers just by my leg, 2 additional cabinets here, and 2 more cabinets just behind where I am currently standing as well to store additional kitchen items or potentially office supplies depending on how you want to use it. You even have additional hidden storage up here on the very top of the hutch as well. Your unit controls are very nicely hidden away inside of this drawer right here, which is going to provide some nice quick access to those functionalities, but you may not ultimately need it, as just off the camera over here, we do have the Lippert One controlled tablet implemented into this trailer, which gives you full control of every single part of the trailer. That includes the lights, the slides, the exterior awnings, even things like the auto leveling controls can all be done from either that tablet, or if you want to take it one step further, your phone as well, as that tablet will have Bluetooth functionality built into it to do everything I just described in the palm of your hand. The final part of this trailer that I absolutely have to highlight, mainly because it's the namesake of this floor plan ultimately, is the fully functional wet bar here on the bedroom side of this kitchen. As you can see, this has everything you could possibly want for your drinking needs, as you do have the beverage cooler down below. Obviously can function as a wine fridge too. You do have plenty of additional storage space, a dedicated mixing area / drink sink. You've even got little extra features built into this area as well, such as racks to hold wine glasses and other forms of drinkware, and even display cases for fancier bottles. You can see there's little accent lights hidden on the inside of each of these cabinets with the full glass display as well. That's the wet bar that comes as part of the 382 WB. If the wet bar is not particularly your fancy, Grand Design has thought of you as well. They do make an identical version of this trailer that swaps this out for an additional half bathroom. If you're interested in that, go ahead and search up the 380 FL. And with all of our kitchen needs filled out, it's time to head upstairs into the rear part of the trailer and check out the master suite. Now, those of you more savvy RV shoppers out there watching this video may have raised an eyebrow when I mentioned that we're going up to get to the rear of the fifth wheel. That's not how fifth wheels normally work, but this 382 WB is a little bit different. You'll understand why it's gone up in just a few minutes when we start taking a look at the outside of this trailer. But for now, to highlight the bed area here in the master suite, it can be optioned as either a queen or a king. We do have a king at the moment, but if you like that extra bit of space on each side to exit the bed in the middle of the evening without disturbing your partner, might want to go for the queen to give you that additional space. If that's not needed though, and you just want all the sleeping space, the king will do you just fine here as well. On each side of the bed, you will find one full set of outlets, as well as 2 USB ports to plug in your devices and charge them at night. If you're looking for a place to keep them, there is also going to be 2 small tables on each corner of the bed area. Let's spin things around and take a look at the storage and other side of this bedroom. Apologies if the camera's rocking a little bit here, folks. Did have to balance the tripod on the bed. But let's start to take a look here at the clothing storage that is provided as part of the other side of this master bed suite. You are going to find a dresser here in the middle, which does have some jewelry storage on the top of it. That'll be felt lined on the bottom to handle those things quite delicately. A series of 6 dresser drawers down below that, so 3 for each person, as well as 2 sets of these cabinets here, as well as here. Inside of each of these 4 cabinets, you are going to find a hanger rack directly inside of the middle. This rack does slide out if you need to access things that are a little bit harder to reach in the rear. If that's not enough for you and your significant other, or maybe just yourself potentially, we do have 2 additional cabinets here, technically outside of the bedroom, but just on the way back down to the main area. Those will also have hangers incorporated in them for coats and other heavier objects that need to be on a hanger. We also, of course, still have this TCL Smart TV that's going to be integrated in here. Just like the other one, it does have Roku built into it, so immediate access to Netflix and all of your other streaming apps too. That does it for the bedroom. Now let's take a look at the bathroom, which is the real highlight of this back suite. Now folks, when I said no compromises on this floor plan, I meant it. Look at the absolutely massive amount of space that I have to walk around here in the main bathroom area. Just look at this countertop space that we have here. His and hers sinks are provided as part of this. You've got the full shower assortment here with the body jets, the extended sprayer, and even the very nice teak seat to sit back and relax if you want to have a little bit of a longer session. Obviously a full porcelain toilet down here in the corner. You're also going to find your tankless water heater controls right here, so if you need to adjust that temperature on the fly, it's just a press of a button away, and it should be a relatively immediate adjustment. Aside from that, back here inside of the bathroom, you also are going to find an auxiliary closet. This closet can be used for additional clothing space if you're finding what is provided in the main bedroom area lacking, but for a lot of people, that's going to become the laundry room, and it's so great to have that wall separation between the main bedroom and the bathroom, to have that dedicated laundry room in here, so that if you're running a load at night, noise will be a minimal concern versus other floor plans where you do have that incorporated in as part of the bedroom's walk-in closet, where the sound won't be masked as properly. That'll close things up for the interior of the 382 WB. Stick with us though, as there's still quite a bit to highlight on the outside. Specifically, you're definitely going to want to stick around for this first feature we'll be showing off in just a second. If you like what you've seen on the inside though and still have additional questions, please feel free to send me a text message to my office number at 702-444-3809. We'd love to answer any additional questions you may have about the interior of this unit. Now, the one question I always get when showing people the outside of these fifth wheels is, John, where's the storage? So we'll cut right to it. We do have the primary pass-through area here. I'll admit, it's not the biggest, but bear with me for a moment. Come on back, because we do have not just that pass-through storage area, but we do have 1 and 2 additional access doors to this secondary pass-through area. We have 2 additional side cubbies right here and a 5th access point on the back of the trailer as well, which on the inside of that is going to have this MORryde sliding cargo rack. This can slide out with these, as you can see here, and can support 800 pounds of weight when evenly distributed. Positioned just inside of the pass-through port on the driver's side of the coach, you will find most of the maintenance controls for this unit. That includes most of your generic stuff, such as the auto leveling controls there on the door. We've got the water filter system hooked up right here as well, the coaxial inputs for your satellite or cable connections as well, and even your outdoor shower and a few other things on top of that. The main water controls are also located in here. That is going to be based on the Nautilus system, which can be daunting for first-time users, but once you break it down, it is relatively straightforward to use. The only thing that won't be found in here will be your tank plungers. That will be positioned a little bit further back on the coach as part of the secondary pass-through that we showed off earlier in the video. The back of this trailer does come equipped from the factory with the towing hitch for triple towing situations. This hitch is rated for 3,000 pounds of pulling force or 300 pounds of tongue weight or down force. There is even a 4-pin connector here on the back to be able to hook up the lights on that triple towed trailer. Just obviously be a little bit careful in triple towing situations, as there is mixed legality for that across at least the United States. The front box here, just before the cab, much like many other fifth wheels on the market, is going to be a perfect place for your batteries to be stored, as well as the hydraulics for your jacks. Included in this unit is also a pre-installed firebox to add an own-end generator later, depending on the way that your specific unit is configured. This firebox may or may not be there, and there's a good possibility that the generator may also be included directly from the factory too. The slide and jack supports used on this trailer are relatively straightforward, but are exactly what you would expect from a unit of top-level quality from Grand Design. The 2 larger slides, which comprise most of the kitchen area, are going to be running on that tried-and-true rack and pinion system, while the 3 smaller slides that make up the 2 sleeper sofas in the living area, as well as the bed extension in the primary bedroom, those are going to be running on the Schwintek track system, which is a worm gear that slowly crawls in those units via the use of multiple motors. The jacks on this unit are also going to be hydraulic supported jacks, not electric jacks, and on top of that they are mounted on the exterior of the frame to provide additional stability when fully deployed. This unit does sit on a double axle setup, which means 2 tires on each side. Those sit on 17.5-inch rims of the current size on screen now. These are also going to be higher quality tires than you will find from a lot of other brands, being the Cooper specifically. Those are American-made tires, so no worries about blowouts going down the road from an unnamed or unknown brand. On top of that, these are very high quality tires with an H load rating, meaning you are able to go a little bit faster in highway scenarios to try to get to your destinations a little bit quicker. The suspension on this fifth wheel is also going to be using the MORryde CRE 3000, which does provide a lot more travel than your traditional leaf spring suspensions, about 3 inches or so to be able to move down the road. Helps to absorb that impact a little bit better and provide a smoother ride overall for all your valuable belongings on the inside. As we're drifting towards the end of this video, always good to give you guys those extra specs on things you may not think you need to know, but it's good to have in your informational back pocket. Insulation values are one of those things. We're going to flash those on the screen here for you now. That gives you the full insulation values for all 4 walls and beyond that here inside of the unit. Cooling power is quite generous on this specific layout, as it does have 3 air conditioners to provide about 45,000 BTUs of power. If you do not take the option for the 3rd air conditioner, you will just be sitting with the 2 ACs at about 30,000 BTUs. Heating power is just as comparable. The furnace is going to kick out about 35,000 BTUs of heat, which will be really nice for your subfloor as well. You're talking about wintertime camping where you have to worry about freezing scenarios for not only your tanks but your plumbing situation. Grand Design does have a patented secondary channel that they route directly to the front of the subfloor to prevent this, leaving their coaches on average, I believe the figure is approximately 20 degrees warmer than most of the competition and about a 0-degree Fahrenheit environment. The chassis or frame construction of this fifth wheel is also to the highest quality that you would expect. Full aluminum construction on that frame, and that applies to every single part of the trailer, even the cutouts for pass-throughs and additional storage areas that would normally be wood-lined from other competitors, still full aluminum with a Grand Design Solitude. And with that out of the way, that just about finishes up our overview of the Grand Design Solitude 382 Wet Bar. A very, very cool trailer, and like I said before, one of the most, if not the most, full-time livable fifth wheel currently on the market. Hope you've enjoyed the content here today, guys. If you did enjoy it, please feel free to leave a like and a subscribe as well. If you're interested in this trailer, please feel free to shoot me a text message to the number that'll be on screen for the rest of this video, but just in case you need to hear it, 702-444-3809 is going to be the number to reach reach out to if you'd like to follow up and buy this specific trailer or one very close to it. We can also help you guys out in finding a perfect match as well. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.